is burning her soul. You know it's burning her soul. Every time she goes on social media, because you know she's always on social media. That's all these Keishas do. Every time she goes on social media, she sees Papoose and Clarissa Shields.
Poor.
And she's waiting, hoping for a downfall somewhere. Every time Clarissa Shields get in that boxing ring, she's praying to the Keisha gods she lose. Praying to the Keisha gods. Not understanding that, you know, she's a Keisha too, Clarissa Shields. You know, it's a Keisha too, you know. You got to pray to a different God. you got to send an offering, or you know, pray to the wig gods, you know, bribe one of the wig gods, you know, hey, make her lose a battle. Here's a wig, here's a specially worship prayed over wig. Make sure she loses her next match. And it doesn't happen. But she is always fuming. Pookie the block, the Pookie captain, block captain, avenue captain, whatever his name is, right? You don't see her with him anymore. You don't see any pictures of them popping up. What she's trying to do, and you may not notice, but she really wants the reach back. She's trying to commit the reach back. She's trying to stay as far away from the Pookie captain right now because she's trying to get Papoose back. Oh, you like, how's that? How you know that, AC? Well, let me tell you. When Papoose, you know, said that he was, that he, you know, filed for divorce, before he filed for divorce, he tried to work things out with her. They went to therapists, and she kept going to get taken on a tizzy tour. Remember, he said that, you know, right after they went to see a therapist, you know, what was it? The next day, he see her out there with the Pookie captain again, and you know that's when he was like, you know what, don't make any sense trying to fix this, don't make any sense trying to keep this family together. This family is done. She broke the family. She went and slept with this guy, went and, you know, got taken on a tizzy tour with this guy, you know, put money in this guy's pocket, right? Didn't put any in Papoose pocket, didn't help him out at all. He was there for her for what, 6.5 years while she was in prison, and he got done dirty. So he said, you know what? It's time to move on. And he moved on. And he moved on to a public figure also. That's what pisses her off. A public figure. And also he moved on to a public figure who's a boxer. You know, Remy like running her mouth, talking about she do this, she do that. She ain't doing nothing. And you know what these Keishas stay going to? Oh, yeah, she don't have to fight. She can use the blicky. She can use the gun. Remy Ma shoots. Yeah, she'll shoot her way back into prison. These Keishas are slow. Yeah, she'll go right back to prison. She ain't trying to go back to prison. So she just better shut her mouth, avoid Clarissa Shields. You don't want to get packed up. And let them go on. Let them move on. Oh, wait a minute. She said that he doesn't want to sign the papers. Remember? Remember that? And he said no. He been trying to get this divorce finalized. He signed the papers and sent it to her. And what is she doing? I'll show you exactly what she's doing. This right here, her wig-wearing fans, her Keisha fans asked her, hey, when are you granting the divorce from Papoose? This was her reply, 2035. Why? I tell you why. She don't want to get a divorce. It's her that's holding it up. Like I said in my video about, it's her holding it up. It's her holding it up. Once she realized, right? Because it was fine and dandy when he was the one trying to keep the family together, going to these therapy sessions, and she still kept cheating on him. But once he said, enough is enough, sent in the paperwork, now you don't want to sign it because you realize he's really finished with you. Remember, he said that she called him and asked him, is he really finished with her? And he said yes. Sent the papers the next day, and he was done. And now it's 2035 when you want to sign the papers? Why? Why? 2035, you'll be almost 60. 10 years from now, you be in your 50s, heading to 60. You're 45 now. You're finished, finito. You threw your man away for tizzy tours. Not just your man, you threw your husband away for a tizzy tour. For a pookie. A bum. A filthy bum. And you threw your husband away for that. And he moved on. She cheated on him. And then he moved on. And now she can't stand it. She can't stand it. And they always they always doing something because she's a public figure. She's always fighting. And he's always there. They always traveling. And they always together. And people are starting to accept it. Like really accept it. Accept them as a couple. To the point she's not even mentioned no more. You notice that? Have y'all noticed that? When you see them now, pictures, tabloids, you notice they don't even mention her anymore. Because you're not a factor. You're just a washed up rapper who thought you was better than your husband for some strange reason. And you wanted to be for the streets. You got bored of him. But this is what usually happens. They go to the streets. This is not made up, black men. What ends up happening is they ditch their husbands, their boyfriends, husbands, longtime boyfriends, whoever it is that they with. They ditch their husbands usually. After they ditch their husbands, leave them, divorce them, or cheat on them, right? And they want to be for the streets. They think the streets going to take care of them. They think the streets is going to feed them. They think the streets is going to be by their side. No, the streets are the streets for a reason. No, they're going to take you on tizzy tours, and then after that, you're not going to be a factor for them anymore. Pookie, the block captain, was only taking on a tizzy tour for the clout. He was only doing everything that he was doing for the clout. Once that clout ran out, it's like whatever. And now she's trying to distance herself from that dude. And the reason why she's trying to distance herself, because she really wants to get Papoose back. She even said it. She said, hey, if she want to get him back, she could just go over there and get him back. Then try it. Try it. Oh, you did try. It didn't work. You called him and asked him, oh, are you finished? You called him and asked him if he was finished with you. That was your way of trying. He told you it's finito. This is the definition of a bird. This is not even. This is a super bird, the final boss of birds, the bird of all birds. You had a husband who was there for you for 6.5 years while you was in jail. He was outside taking care of business, taking care of you while you was in there, and taking care of your pookie son who grew up, who have a charge now, an upper room charge right now.
Pookie.
This is what you call a bird. And all these Keishas were following behind her, going against Papoose because he decided he didn't. They said nothing about her cheating on him, man. They said nothing. They said nothing at all. She coming out with matching outfits with Pookie the block captain. How corny is that? Matching outfits with somebody else's wife. What a loser. Listen, she wants to be for the streets. That's what she wants. She wants the streets. She wants that Project Tizzy tour. And she wants to cheat and still be able to have a husband. That's what they want. That's what these Keishas want. But she can't stay out of the street. She always wants, she think it's cool to be, there's videos of her thinking she's keeping it a buck by being in the projects. Look at the wall. This is a project wall. Look. She think this cool being in the projects. Being in the hood. Because she's a bird. A hood rat bird. And this is the way her life is going to be until the sun burn out. The hood rat bird life.
Of course, you're a bird.